Hi guys, it's reaction time. We've got SoleDriver and Rise Again. SoleDriver is Michael Sweet, one of the busiest men in rock and metal, without a doubt. I love his voice. I love Striper. I love Michael Sweet's solo stuff. He's a brilliant yet busy musician, almost the same as the guy he's teaming up with, Alessandro Del Vecchio, on this. So I mean, man, they are two of the busiest people ever. So Return Me to Light is the album coming out later this year on Frontiers. I've really been looking forward to this because it's been, obviously, Michael Sweet's been talking in the press saying, you know, this is like an AOR project with sort of influence from Journey, Toto, that sort of stuff. Did he mention Boston? I can't remember. Obviously Michael Sweet done a stint in Boston as well, but that excited me because we get plenty of metal, don't we, from Michael Sweet, whether it's with Striper, whether it's with the solo stuff, and although Striper, you know, venture into that sort of AOR territory, maybe Invitation Only was a good example of that sort of pop metal type stuff. It's mainly full on metal with Striper now, you know, unless they do a ballad or something. But you know, they're really heavy, you know, probably heavier than they've ever been in the past. And I think sometimes, you know, I was excited actually to hear Michael Sweet in the press as well saying on the next Striper album he'll be aiming for more of that pop metal type stuff. Maybe you're going to hear some stuff like Invitation Only or some stuff similar to the 80s stuff. Although I think you know, I think that the 80s stuff is, I mean, the new stuff is nearly as good as the 80s stuff, if not better. I think they're one of the most consistent bands ever. So I've really been looking forward to hearing what this is going to give us and hearing Michael on something a little bit different. So here we go. Without further ado, this is SoleDriver, and this one's called Rise Again. Here we go. Oh man, yeah, brilliant, just brilliant. Michael Sweet. I mean, I just knew he would be brilliant on this song, and I love the way he uses his, because he's got like this aggression to his voice now with Stryper, and you know, I think his voice with Stryper is better than it was, you know, in the 80s. Pretty, you know, to hit the mental highs that he hit during the, you know, the To Hell with the Devil and In God We Trust era, is, you know, that'd be pushing it, but I think he's almost adapted his voice in that metal style better than ever now. I think he sounds brilliant. But he's using that sort of really nice soft approach that he has, and when he sing some of the lines on this, some of the lyrics, it just sounds amazing. And I love it when he does that. He did that on the last actually Stryper album. What was the song? It was a ballad, sort of a semi-ballad sort of thing, and at the beginning in the first verse, I can't remember what the song was called now. It was a brilliant song, but and he uses that sort of really soft approach, which he did quite a bit on ballads for Stryper during the 80s, to tell you the truth, and I think he's using that brilliantly, not all the way through, but he's using those little touches on his vocals, and I never doubted his vocal ability on this and that he could pull it off. It's just brilliant. I'm really like, you know, amazed at how good, shouldn't be amazed, he's a real talent, isn't he, Alessandro Del Vecchio, but great on the guitar, man. I mean, heard him play bass and synths and sing. Obviously, I can't remember if I've heard him play guitar, but man, doing a brilliant job. He does guitars, bass, keys and backing vocals on this. Yeah, he's just doing a great job. He's keeping it nice and simple though as well, because it's AOR, you know, it doesn't have to be full on metal or anything too technical, but he sounds great, man. His guitar sounds brilliant as well. I think the tone of the guitar sounds great. The production's really good, actually. I don't know if Alessandro is producing this or if Michael Sweet's producing it, but it does sound great. It really sounds punchy. The guitars sound really nicely separated from the synths. Sometimes synths and guitar are almost too together. They're like, if you know what I mean, it's sort of almost synth soaked across the guitar, but they're nicely separated so you can hear the instruments. Lovely. That sounds gorgeous. The production's really good. I'm really happy about that. Has got, for me, this one more of a Journey sound to me. You know, if he's citing some of those influences across this record, I would say this has a bit of a Journey feel. The synths at the beginning, I love that little touch. It sounded very cool, almost Frontiers-esque Journey, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm really glad as well the guitar isn't fully up in the mix. It's nice, and it's a nice level, because if you say you're going to do an AOR album in the style of Journey, in the style of Toto, whatever it is, they're not metal guitars bashing, you know, just overhauling every instrument. It's at a real nice level, so it makes it an AOR album, which I wanted to hear. When an artist says we're aiming for this, you want it to sound like that. If you get excited about that, you want it to be like that, and I think it is good, really good. And this is the first song. Oh, one more person I want to mention. Just notice as I'm underneath the video, Michel Sana, he's on drums. One of my favourite drummers, man. He's across a few Frontiers projects, and he always does an outstanding job. He can play anything. But obviously, when this sort of song, he's really in the groove, and you've got to be more simple, I suppose, in an AOR song, and it's not, not just do drum roll after drum roll. It's really got to have a great sound, and just got to keep in that groove, of AOR, and he does that perfectly, and he's a brilliant drummer. I can't get enough of his drumming. Great guy as well. Speak to him. And we message each other quite a bit, and I say to him, you're an outstanding drummer, man. I mean, across the Frontiers project's probably my favourite, and there's a few that are across this Frontiers. So, man, what a track. I notice this is the first track as well, so maybe it's one of the heavier tracks of the album, and that sort of gets me excited. Like I said, if you're going to do like a Journey-esque Toto album, make it like that. Make this the sort of heaviest type of song you're going to do on the album. No point in saying you're going to do an AOR project and then full-blown metal on us. Keep it nice and sort of soft and catchy, and that's what we want. That's what I want anyway. Loving it so far. Absolutely brilliant, catchy, melodic AOR with brilliant musicians to boot. Here we go for the rest. I think the perfect choice for a single. Outstanding solo by Del Vecchio, man. I mean, I said that he kept it simple, which he should do in the verses and the chorus and all that, nice and simple, so either chugging or something like that, but always very cool. And then he hits you with a solo that's just outstanding technically and melodic as well at the same time. Brilliant stuff. I love the little synth touches, man. Like I said, really giving me a Frontiers era Journey feel. Just absolutely superb. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Should I have expected any more, less? You know, SoleDriver featuring Michael Sweet, Del Vecchio and Michelle Sana. Absolutely amazing. Guys, let me know what you think of that first single from these guys in the comments below, and I'll see you soon.